What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I was listening to, Dirt and Sean, excuse me. Listening to various other podcasts. The main thing, though, was in the comments. Someone had said that it was about the percentages and all this stuff, and I'm thinking, all that stuff it's console war, rhetoric, fodder, whatever, which really isn't that important, right? What is important is games, right? Games. Games have always been the most important thing in any console era. You look at a lot of the console eras, and the winners were usually not the strongest console, the most powerful console, but the console that had the games that people played the most, or the most games, if you will, back in the NES days. And that's for other reasons. And so I asked the question to ponies that are in the comments. Well, actually, what did I say? I said to one of the commenters, I said, they said something about the percentages, blah, blah. And then I said, also, PlayStation got no games, right? Now, we all know what that means, because if you've been around long enough, the saying was Xbox got no games, right? And the fact was they had games, but the saying wasn't literally. The saying was to illustrate that they had no games that A, people didn't want to play, or B, they didn't have any first-party games. I mean, they did, but whatever. And C, they didn't have a lot of games or a lot of bangers, So all those three reasons or definitions apply, right? And it applies now to PlayStation. PlayStation A, they don't have any games that people want to play. High Concord. B, they don't have any games literally for the whole year. Well, I think... Concord. So, but nobody wants to play it. So, kind of falls into there. And C, what was the last one? People don't play it. They don't have any games, and people don't care. Well, it's about the same. But anyway, it applies exactly to the same thing that they were saying. The Donkey Unicorns and the Ponies were saying about Xbox years ago. I'm saying it as a Xbox fan to the Donkey Unicorns and the Ponies now about PlayStation, because it's literally it's even worse than what Xbox was going through. It's so bad. They literally, was it Hiroki Todoki said, yo, we ain't got no games. He said it. Your boss said it. The boss of Sony said, PlayStation. He said, yo, we ain't got no games for a year. See you later, pew, and he just dipped. And then everybody was like, what? We sold a lot of consoles, though. They always go back to console sales. And I'm like, y'all realize it's so, I don't know if it's irony, but everything that the Donkey Unicorns and the Ponies try to get Xbox on, like, oh, look at you, next week comes by, and literally Sony's in the same boat. Exactly the same. I'm like, but they try, but 27% isn't as bad as 44%. And then the numbers come out, they're down 44% in hardware revenue, 46% from the year last. I'm like, look, why do I even try to conversate with y'all? Because it's like, it doesn't matter. The whole industry is feeling it, right? But going back to what is important, right? You look at these companies and say, okay, how are they building their foundation? The foundation, I mean, Sony already has a foundation, but it's starting to get some cracks in it because they didn't build a roster of games that people want to play all the time. No gas games. No, they have no recurring revenue on any of their games, as far as I remember or understand it, right? Because you look at like Minecraft, making bank. What's the other ones? I mean, now Call of Duty, of course. Microsoft has a lot of games that make them money just monthly, plus the Game Pass, the Game Pass portion of their whole business. And you look at Microsoft, you say they have a multi-pronged approach to how they're making money. If one falls down a little bit and there's less than, the other ones are still healthy. The other ones are actually growing. They got more revenue from games and services and game sales. And then, so the deficit in their hardware is actually good in a way, because as a lot of people like to mention, oh, they're not making a profit on their hardware. They're losing money on each hardware they sell. So selling less hardware is actually beneficial to them because they're not losing money on each sale. I would say that's, well, I think the S actually makes less. I actually don't know, so I'm not going to even comment. But still, they made them, so they're going to have to sell them anyway to get something back. But that's not even a good argument to even posit. So we just throw that in the garbage. But I'm just saying, look, the multi-pronged approach is healthy. It's how any smart business person would do their personal business, whatever. Their company, multi-faceted approach to make money in every different direction. Sony, specifically PlayStation, they were, or still are, let's just say, hardware focused. And I'm not just saying console. I'm saying you notice how many different hardware things that they put out, products that they put out, right? You got the PlayStation 5 with the disc, without the disc. Those are two SKUs. They count as two things, right? You have the PSVR 2. You have the goofy headbuds, the earbuds. What are they, like $150 or something like that? They had a camera that y'all forgot about because nobody bought that. The little webcam. Like why? Who's using that? Nobody. The PS Portal. Then the revision on the PlayStation 5. That's 7 different products that they put out this generation. That's PlayStation 5 plus the controllers. Let's not forget about those. Those count too. They count a lot because these companies make a lot of money on controllers. So you got 8 different products, generally speaking, that PlayStation put out, right? And that's their push. That's all they're pushing, right? And most of them have failed or underperformed. And then you're like, well, why aren't they like kind of giving the same attention to a diverse portfolio in their games, right? Even I was listening to Carlo Murray, one of his clips, and he was, I don't like listening to him because he's goofy, but he was saying that this is not health. This is not what you should do. He was talking about the Bungie acquisition or something. That's a whole nother thing. Like you go to spend money, you spending billions of dollars, and it was the worst decision that y'all made as a company, as Sony. That was the worst purchase they have made in history. I'm gonna say the history of PlayStation. Bungie was the worst purchase they have done to date. I'm trying to remember all the stuff that they bought. I'm gonna say Insomniac was the best one that they bought. Bungie was the worst. Insomniac has made them more money than Bungie will ever make them. And you listen to Jim Ryan. Oh, Bungie is such a way more of a better purchase than Activision. I'm like, you're full of shite. You know that's not true, because Activision Blizzard King makes money. Period. It makes money. It's like Activision Blizzard King is right here making money. Doesn't matter who buys them. They are gonna make money. It's just a money making machine. Like it's like that. Making money over here. Money, 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 money. Oh, somebody else bought them? Money, money, money. The machine doesn't stop. It keeps making money. And that's the thing. Bungie was not set up like that. Bungie was just like, yeah, we made Halo. Remember that? Yeah, y'all remember, right? Oh, yeah, Halo was pretty good. And Destiny's okay, right? Yeah, people like it. So how's it find out? Well, let's talk about something else. We got Marathon coming up, right? Wait. What about Destiny though? It's making money, right? Oh yeah, we doing good. People love it, and we coming out with the final shapes and stuff. Man, it's gonna be real good. They swindled Sony so bad. I think that look, I was gonna say I feel sorry for Bungie, but I don't actually feel sorry for them because they put themselves in that position. that they needed to be bought, and they kind of lied to Sony, gave them a nice rosy picture, like, oh, everything's cool, yeah, we're going to make that money. So, yeah, we're so confident that we're going to make money. We're not going to be in the black or the red. That, yeah, we'll sign this goofy contract that has a little stipulation that if we don't make the money, then you guys, yeah, we're not worried about y'all. And we come to today, where Herman Holtz is the CEO of Bungie now. I don't know who's the CEO. I don't know what's going on. I heard Luke Smith is out on the street now. They kicked his ass out. Look, I don't know. I just know that whole deal was crazy, and the decisions that Sony / PlayStation have been making this whole generation have been ill-fated. You know, they made them for monetary reasons for the most part, you know, charging more for games, charging more for consoles, charging more for services. Across the board, they upcharged everything. And they're not giving you the same value in return. They're not giving you equal value to what the increase was. And, you know, business 101 or like the first thing that I see, I'm like, why would I want to even jump into that ecosystem when they're treating their customers like trash? They don't care. They look at the behavior of this company. Why would you want to do business with them? You say, oh, they got pretty good games. Go get a PC, get them on PC. Get a ROG Ally, play it on that. There's ways to play it without buying a console. And yes, you will support them by buying the game itself, but at least it's minimized. You know what I mean? And honestly, when it comes down to it, if they keep this behavior up, they're already shrinking. You know, you see their stock is going low. I think it was at 89 or something. It was in 90s last time I checked, but now it's like in 80 something. I haven't checked in a while. That's what I heard, but it's just not a good look. And, you know, once again, you look at, you know, Nintendo is they're I don't want to say they're different. I mean, they are technically. They're all three of them are different, but I think the philosophy of Nintendo is definitely different from Sony, and it would be different from Microsoft as well. But I like Nintendo in that respect because remember back in the day where they were like they were losing money, like they didn't make a profit or whatever, and all the CEOs like took a pay cut, like half the pay or whatever it was, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they get props for that. I mean, even though Nintendo's been evil in the past, let's not get it twisted. They did some devious stuff. In that instance, they were like, okay, our company and our workers and all our environment, our culture is more important than CEOs getting what they're supposed to get. They're owed. And when you're talking about millions of dollars, right? I understand if you're buying into a certain lifestyle and you have bills to pay, blah, 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 right? That's fine. But if you have a certain amount of money, and if you're smart with your money, then you can say, okay, well, look, I got millions and gazillions of dollars. I could take a year of less money if it means that the company will survive and you know, make it through this storm. Bungie, not, you know, what was his name? Pete Parsons, whatever his name is, buying those classic cars. Now, I got two minds about that, right? One, it's his money. He get paid. That's his money. He do whatever he wants with his money, right? But then two, what I just said about Nintendo. They were like, you know what? I don't need it. I could eat ramen for a year or whatever. I don't know. That's not too healthy. Don't do that. But, you know, it's like if I had billions, if I was like Jeff Bezos, right? And something happened, blah, 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 stocks fell. I'm like, you know, I can take a pay cut. I got billions. I can take a pay cut in order for the company to, you know, be all right, in order to not lay off a bunch of people. You know, layoffs are the worst because it's not like this person's getting fired because they underperformed. This person's getting fired because they did something wrong, illegal against the terms of service as far as the company. No, it's like, oh, we need to cut some costs. Y'all the low people on the totem pole slice. Get out of here. We don't need you. You know, that's the worst way to get fired is to get laid off. You know, if you get fired because you messed up, that's on you. If they say, okay, look, early retirement, you know, it's similar, but at least they're like, yeah, at least you're going to retire. You get your benefits and all that stuff. You get laid off, you don't get nothing. You may get some severance, but anyway, we get out of pocket. But once again, pay attention to the different strategies. Pay attention to, if you will, the different cultures, you know, because all those things infer how the company's doing health-wise, monetarily, and also how they will treat the customers, the customer base, you guys, us, we. And, you know, the way that I look at it, Sony is the worst right now, as far as the three. I'm talking about Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony. Sony is the worst. Nintendo and Microsoft, I mean, Nintendo is so... I think Microsoft just edges them out a little bit because Game Pass is such a good service that it's hard to argue against it. And Nintendo's online services, it's there, but it's barely there. But, you know, just try to be cognizant of the things that are happening in the industry. So, you know, you don't get Tim Dogged. That's not a good... I think I used his name in the wrong tense. You don't turn into a Tim Dog. Let's just do that way. You don't get butt hurt so bad. I mean, that whole thing, his whole thing is just, I think it's immaturity, misguided, a misguided view on reality. It's probably many things. Like I said before, I was listening to Dirt and Sean, and they brought up a good point. And the point was that it's really all about the games. And the analogy that he used was when CD players became obsolete and it was all streaming and stuff, did you get mad that you couldn't like buy CD players to play your CDs anymore? Did you get mad about that? No. You adapted, and now you just, you know, you sub to Spotify or you do the free Spotify or whatever, Pandora, whatever you do. You know, you stream it. You go to YouTube and you watch the video, you know. You adapt. And so if you weren't mad about losing CD players, why are you mad about what's happening in the console space? It's the same thing. You know, how do you watch your movies? You putting your Blu-ray into a Blu-ray player? No, you're not. You're flipping on Netflix, flapping. You're flipping on Netflix. You're flipping on Disney Plus. You're flipping on Prime. Are you mad that you don't have a Blu-ray player in your crib anymore? And a bunch of DVDs in your back wall? Are you mad about that, Tim? Huh? Huh, Tim? Probably is. Yeah. And I didn't think about it. I mean, I think in the back of my head, you know, I always knew it wasn't a big deal. And it's just kind of a progression of technology. And once music went that way, it was like it's just music went that way, movies went that way. Guess who's next? Video games. It's just evolution of technology. That's what's going to happen. Evolution of the market, evolution of technology, and it's better because it's more convenient for us. We don't have to have a giant library of physical things that degrade over time. It's just better, and it's just old fogies who are just stuck in their ways that don't want to adapt. So you're gonna get left behind. You're gonna become extinct. Same thing that Sony's doing. They're trying to hang on to these old obsolete ways of being successful as a console manufacturer. That's gone. It's done. It's done. We are seeing the evolution right now. It's happening right now in front of our eyes. And, you know, 80% digital. Was it 80? Yeah, it was 80% digital on this is on PlayStation. So 20% physical. That's nothing. So when there's, you know, anyway, it doesn't matter. But like I said, pay attention to what's going on with these companies, corporations, and don't pay attention to the idiots who are crying about console sales, because ultimately it doesn't matter that much. But I appreciate y'all hanging out, showing this man, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all the things I said. You know, console numbers, who cares? games, is they important? Of course they are. Are they important? Yes, they are. They are the most important thing. And if you look at who got the games coming up, next month's got a lot of games, so I ain't got no games. And I ain't talking about third party, so you in the comments don't be. I said PlayStation got no games. Bro listed all third party games. I think he put in Concord too, but I was like, come on, son, don't even put that in there. You might as well put in Destruction All Stars. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I'm done. I'm rambling now. So appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Till the wait.